Good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to a new Plug and Groove video. Oh, and I need to push one button over to here so that we have this. Ah, much better. Let's play for a minute. Let's change this to be some sort of cool hit. Let's say hit. Shorten it. We need a nice big fat sound in there. So let's say, hey, let's do a D50 search. We have all these new samples of D50s, right? So and let's make it a little different. So let's shift it. Let's put a pitchy G on it, so we'll modulate this with envelope 4. And hit lock and turn off the looping stuff. That'll be cool. Cool. So welcome. I have a new library coming out, and I have decided, since 2.6 has been released and all you good people, Mike is good to go. Yes, it is good to go. Good morning, everybody. Yes, we're not pulling back or waiting for anything. We're just getting right into it. So without this, it would be but we add the carpal clouds. Yeah. Let's save that. I gotta go like this because my directories might be messed up a little bit. Save patch as carpal cloud. There. This is just saved. Carpal Cloud's live stream. So that if you go to the Plug and Guru website, you have to go through the newsletter at the moment. I don't have a link advertised. I will after this live stream. I'll get the page updated. First of all, happy Easter to all of you. It is Easter weekend. Good Friday was yesterday. Hope everything was a good Friday for you. And happy Easter. I'm having a little 25% sale at the site. No promo code necessary. It's only for this weekend, so grab stuff as you wish for while you can, because it's only for 2 days, and then sale's over for there'll be a while till there's another sale. So big chance to save some money. There's a new library for Monarch that's out that has really, really cool classical patches in it, as well as really cool synthy stuff. And then I just released this yesterday. This is a library I've been on the works for about a year. A year ago, early July, I went to Costa Rica with my daughter. We had 2 amazing weeks. I don't have everything put together image-wise to share everything that I'm going to share, but let's see here. Actually, if I go over here to Maine and hit this These are just some of the locations that I had a field recorder with me, as you can see in the pictures, recording ambiances as I went. And we were at oceans, rainforests, jungles, all sorts of cool places with different creatures. We were on the Caribbean side. We were in northern Costa Rica in the mountains. This is Arenal, which is a huge volcano by La Fortuna. This is over on the Pacific side here, which is a hotter, drier land. So different creatures, different monkeys, all sorts of things showed up. So I have in the full library actually 92 different sounds, a whole bunch of environmentals, as you can see, of all sorts of stuff. And then a whole bunch of, I call them pads for the moment because I have them shaped as a pad. But most all of them also become really cool synthesizer components to work with. So I'm going to show you the Signs of Life demo patches for $5 at the website. You can get these 10 samples, 10 patches, minus the one that says Livestream because I just made that, which is just a duplicate version of this. Taken to okay, just at the start of the live stream we did that. All of these, by the way, are set up with 4 controllers, and so if you don't have lose voice sound, anyone else lose? Refresh your browser if that's the case, because everybody seems to be okay on sound. I haven't changed anything here. In fact, let me make sure. Go to preferences, audio. Yeah, we are on the Soundflower and the Apollo combo. All of these patches are using 4 MIDI CCs, so that here, let me call up one of the ambient sounds. This was a war of birds. This was actually right about where this picture was. No, the other side of this. I was in a national park, Arenal National Park, and we were walking to see this really old tree. So awesome. And these birds just started freaking out, and it sounded like either a monkey or some other 4-legged creature was trying to get to their eggs. And so they were very upset. Now, with the 4 CCs, I have one set up for filtering. Four is effects. Controller 67. It's the 4th controller on the page. CC4, which is foot pedal, is panning. And then CC2 is the bit shifting sample rate. Degradation. Right? So those are all set up. And if you want to, you can reroute those either in the patch. You can hit the modulation where it says soft pedal, change it to mod wheel. If you don't have any hardware, just set it to wheel. Breath controller, change to wheel. Anything that says foot controller, breath controller, or soft pedal, change those to wheel. And now the mod wheel does all 4 things at once, right? And you get all the future sounds of London. Some of the cool openings of tracks is environmental sound effects with this kind of stuff, right? Or you can also do this. If you have the ModMate, you can just go to your CC1 list, which is right here, and just click the little boxes, and now my mod wheel does all 4 automatically. The cool thing with these patches, these samples specifically, is that they were recorded at 192 kilohertz audio. So the original is here. If you go to the course and you take it down, it's beautiful. And it's a whole different world of sound. And you can go over here if you want and speed up the amp and set the start. All sorts of cool noises can be made this way because this audio is so clean. So it's a chance for you guys to program some cool stuff. Use all the cool techniques inside of Omnisphere, all the new things in the arpeggiator if you want. The Cahuita house. This is what it sounded like pretty much every morning for the 4 days we were on the Caribbean side. It rained crazy through the night. So you hear the dop, 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 dabbling of rain hitting this tin roof of the house where I stayed. And again, you play this down low, even chords. It's really cool. All those bug sounds. Down low, they become really cool. Go to the wave shaper, bring up the mix if you want to use this. I have the mix down, then the controller bring it up, bring up the mix. Set this somewhere, randomize this. Just hit randomize with a right click. Get your tag fast. Then feed that into the arpeggiator to make weird, bongy, noisy kind of sounds. Dominical, this is in the mountains on the Pacific side of Costa Rica. So it's a whole different sound. It's much drier. We're up in elevation. You hear some flies flying by the microphones. La Fortuna's Soft Rain and Birds is just a really cool ambience. And again, the sound quality, I'm so happy that these turned out. The Tascam DR100 Mark III is an incredible field recorder. And these have been sample rate converted to 48 kilohertz, but the 192 kilohertz audio samples are amazing. Any Easter eggs in the live stream today? Well, the Easter egg is I spent hours getting this ready so that you guys would have this to play with if you wanted to. That's a pretty fun Easter egg to put together. But I haven't had a chance to. You guys wouldn't believe how busy it is around here. Sweet. There's a stream in this. You hear the stream in the rainforest. And then here's where it gets fun. This is where I'm really proud of some of these. I use my modular system. I use software of all types, different techniques. I made 7 or 8 different what I called engines that I fed sounds into and picked out the best results to make these. So if you listen to the originals, you hear environmental sounds in there. Yes, these are Costa Rica samples. Although the second half of this library is those samples being used to make new sound design samples. Right? Here's, oh, we just did that. Here's Close Brother Spotlight. This one came out so cool. And if you listen to this down low, you hear stuff dancing around in there. Let me show you the other brother. Close Brother Transit has even more of that. So I'll show you the full library once we get done with the demo library to give you a taste of all the other things that are in there. Engine 3, this is number 3 out of, if you look at the full library, there's engine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 didn't work out, but 7 did. So let's see here, go back to trumpetish. And again, go to the envelope that's slow. And if you want to get rid of some of that noise, you can go to the filter. This is using just one filter. There's 2 available. So turn on second filter, set to high pass. And you can filter out some of that noise to make it cleaner. Go here. There's a sine wave always on layer B. When I make these, I can check tuning. Let's make this just really quick. Go to the classic sawtooths. That's just unison and sawtooths with trumpetish. So there's so much room to make cool sounds. So have some fun with those. Here's General Rain in violins. This is using Mega Magic violins fed as a convolution source while playing audio ambience. So you hear rain, you hear bugs, but you also hear the violins. And once again, it's a slow attack. You can speed it up. Okay. And then another one, I had such a hard time picking out which the pads to include because I love them all so much and they're so different. This one is just like insane. All respect to Bartello. It's ethereal, but it doesn't have to be ethereal. That's the thing. These samples can be used in any type of dubstep kind of a sound or a toxic sound as a noise element in synthesis. It's all how you program it. They're set up as pads, kind of a pad plus to start with, but you know, if it's not your thing, that's cool. I mean, you turn that on, you go to layer B. Let's say we go to samples and let's say we find something like let's just type 80. So we'll find up all the 800, 80, JD, CS80. We want more, go down the list. Here we go. JP, Juno 60. Let's find. This isn't filtered, right? There we go. This is, I'm thinking like M83 kind of thing. You know, it's very easy to go into all sorts of, this is just a complex thing to add to synth waveforms to make it more interesting than just filter this. Then go over here and set this to harmonia and down an octave and up an octave. Pan them a little. You know, you take this out. Add it. So this is not ethereal. That's not the goal. The goal is to be new. Give you new sound sources to work with. I'm going to save this one too, because I like that. It's a good start in the right direction. And let's finish this one. I'll finish this one with you guys. So live stream. I'm just going over there because I have stuff in the directories you can't see at the moment for stuff I'm working on. It's top secret. But to finalize this, I would probably go to the effects. I have an EQ on layer A. I'd bring it up and maybe bring it down. Let's see, gotta turn off notifications for the moment. Do not disturb, please. And then I would hit where that really mid frequency is, then pull it back a little. Okay, and this might be too loud. And maybe I want that to have a little more unique attack, so I would do the adding of a little pitchy G snap to give it some cut through. You could have loop on if you want it weird. The loop will actually go really fast. Or you turn it off. Right? The reverb is definitely in the wrong category. So let's say eighth notes and eighth note dotted. And then shorter reverb. Maybe I want those hidden. Let's do it this way. Let's have the mod wheel bring these up in volume so that they're hidden to start, and then the mod wheel will add them. So that way it goes from a kind of cool sound to an even bigger sound. The filter is set right now on this environmental sound to go down. So let's say show the wheel and say I don't want it to go down, I want it to go up. And the resonance is set, so I'd go to the show me the modulation on the resonance and bring that down some. And because of the volume going down, I also had a compressor coming up in volume with the mod wheel. Show this. Oh wait, that's on the soft pedal for the effects. There's another one right here. Make sure that you turn these off. I'll have to probably, I shouldn't do these tricks with, I should have made these patches more default maybe. turn off this vintage compressor when you're making patches because it's set to come up in volume when you bring up the mod wheel, because as the mod wheel is bringing the filter down, I wanted to give it more gain. You want to turn that off. So if you can remember, turn that off. If things get really loud and you move the mod wheel, once you set that's why. So okay, now I need to go to layer B and have the wheel get softer because I've got 2 additional oscillators coming up, right? So I can go from a single it's still getting dark somewhere. Let's see what. Yeah, I was tricky with the programming on these, so I apologize for that. Let's do this. Let's say unmodulate and unmodulate because I just want the sound of this. What else is killing this high end? If you can't find it, you do this. You go down, look down the list. Look for wheel on layer A. Is it doing anything? Oh, it's the filter offset. So mute that. There. Yeah, I got way too carried away. I might make a new version of the demo really quick to make them neutral because I didn't realize I have the filter offset going down as you bring the mod up even. It's really skippy. Yeah, I'll make a quick version of the library that's more basic because I got too carried away. There's so many specific little detail things you can do when you're programming in a specific way, but to make these the defaults that a lot of you will use to make patches, I need to make them a little bit more neutral. There. Still too loud when this comes up. So go show this wheel setting right here and make it even higher. There. And let's use ModMate so we can. Right. See how the level doesn't jump great, but the sound. Okay. If anything, I'd probably go to this and say, add a little bit more brightness boost. There's different ways to do it. Let's unmodulate that. So I can go quick save. So that's some of the stuff you could do to make it a full patch. And again, I'll make a more basic set of patches, I think, because I didn't remember that I had set all this stuff up for 4 MIDI CCs and some tricky stuff. Yes, I have Zone here. It's not a bad synth. It's got some things that are a little. It has that lane for modulation, and once you assign to that lane, you can't modulate it anymore, which was kind of unfortunate. But it's a nice synth. It's got some good patches. Let's keep going. I'm going to show you the whole library. Are there any questions? So this is Agitated Birds. Bug Symphony, and I put in the comments pretty nice comments about each of these places. I wish I could put custom. I almost could. I could for the samples if I wanted to, but no. Gibraltar, that's cute. I'm healthy. I'm actually on a gluten-free diet. All of a sudden, bread started not being my friend, and I feel so much better. So fun. This is Pissed Off and Rain On, which is in the demo library. Even like taking something like this and going over here and saying guitar. Where's clean Fender. I think this might be in the that might be a sound from Trillion. I don't know if that's in the, let's see, what's the comments on this? Oh, this is the Fender P bass, I think, right? So yeah, this is from Trillion. So let's go over here to B. These are really cool. Take this. Put a delay on it, maybe of course echo delay. Maybe a little more reverb. So it's so fun to play with sound effects in the context of sound and making things you play across a keyboard. Because the audio quality is so good and these are fairly sparse, you can definitely use these as pad elements. Maybe turn it down a little bit, but if I go over here and put like let's see, I don't think I have a lot of the plug-in groove stuff in here right now because I was just building this library. So we can say just the core library, sign, even afterthoughts. Gives a nice fade in, nice fade out. And then if you want to do the universe trick, my friend McKelly did this on the M1. And what you do is you take something that's kind of sparse like this, and you modulate the pitch with an LFO. Right? And then feed this through a nice delay. Let's say 3 delays, so it's all over the place. So you just have this motion. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's cool kind of a sound. You know? Yeah, no, that bass was definitely from Trillion. It was the P bass. So there's all sorts of places to take these sounds. So half the fun is like, what if we try this? What if we try that? But please start from scratch. Don't use existing patches. Yeah, spa music. I ain't in ya. Yeah, but every song has a pad somewhere in it, whether it's by guitar or something. So this is kind of fun. So there's this one part in the Rain series where the rain is on the kitchen roof. And this is about 2 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep, it so loud. And here, let's see if I can show you. Let's get this over here. If I scroll down forever. Took so many pictures, my goodness. Faster. Let's see. So, this is what this house that we stayed at looked like. It's an Airbnb house. Yeah, here's where's the distant shot of it? Let's see here. I think I did them at the end, right? We went to this reserve. I mean, gosh, this was such a trip of a lifetime to take, and then to, yeah. So here's the house that we stayed at. Let me see how that looks like in OBS. I can make it a little bit smaller, like that. And as you can see, that tin roof is just massive. So when it rained, which it did 6 or 7 times a day, it would rain like crazy on the roof like that. And so I couldn't sleep. I was frustrated. I slept upstairs. So like the tin roof was right by my head. And I went downstairs into the kitchen to get a drink. And it was like this crazy sound. And you almost hear a little bit of the refrigerator. Well, I decided to put the microphone inside the refrigerator, and check this out. We went to a wildlife rescue reserve where they had sloths. Like, we're just there waiting for them to open, and the sloth started climbing up this tree and just chilling in the sunlight. It's just so beautiful. Cool tiles on these marble things that they had. And where are we at? Oh, that was this big there's bugs like crazy there. You wouldn't believe. There's monkeys in the trees. You can't see exactly, but up in here are howler monkeys. A couple of these, like, are here. In fact, good timing. Every morning we were greeted by howler monkeys singing good morning to us. So with the rain and the bugs and everything else, there's monkeys just going, ooh, ooh, ooh. It was so awesome. Great time. More monkeys. And birds. You there. And you take it down. And becomes this really cool environmental sound. Let's see. Where is that hike we took? And then I recorded the ocean. And here's what it looked like when I was recording it, because there's my field recorder. Just sitting there hanging out. That was the ocean I recorded. Rain on the house. Makes for really cool stuff down low. So cool. Check this out. We went whitewater rafting. So this was, there's me and my daughter's right behind me. We're going down like level, like class 3, class 4 whitewater rapids. So it was pretty darn cool to do. We zip lined at these places. That was just insane. I mean, it was such a great trip, and to be recording all the time stuff. Oh, check this out. So these are these hummingbirds. When we went up into this part of the world, let me see here. I've got a picture somewhere. This is, let me see if I get the mountain to show up, because she showed up at one point. Yeah, this is the backyard view of the place we stayed. And it was this cool house that had all of these hummingbird feeders. They had like 5 or 6 hummingbird feeders. And so I set the microphone up by the feeders to record the hummingbirds while they were flying around. So let's see here. This would be in La Fortuna. Where's the hummingbirds? Hummingbirds battle. They are not nice. They are very territorial. Here they are in flight. And if 2 or more of them showed up, they would be angry and spite and fight. And so listen to this down low. This becomes so cool down low. Here's where they're battling. There's 2 of them. Lots of birds. All these really cool birds. That's my lovely daughter, Hannah. For breakfast, we were eating French toast. Hi, Hannah. Other recordings at La Fortuna included insane rains. And here's where the recorder was when I was recording. So you see all these huge ponds, big pond, just massive things that the rain would hit and make that cool sound. One afternoon, a thunderstorm came by. So first it was easy. Just kind of sitting there hanging out. And then it went right over our heads, and just huge. So lots of bugs. We did, check this out. This is so cool. We did a night hike. Oh, you hear the rooster too in the background. We did a night hike with a guy that took us, and we saw all sorts of poisonous spiders. This was like 2 feet from my daughter while we were there. Centipedes that were huge. These things are so cool. They have honeydew that's so tasty inside of them. All these frogs. So there's places where you hear these little chimping frogs, these little pops. That's from these guys right here. And he's trying to get him when he's about to pop. That's like all these here, like the twilight frogs. Listen to these. Chink. That's them at night. They only do this at night. Big, well, not big, but long snakes. Cool stuff. I love this frog. Yeah, I finally got him in focus. It's really hard because I was using a macro lens. So it's hard to get a shot in focus when the depth of field is really narrow. When they sleep, they have those scales over their eyes, which is cool. I didn't know about. And then at the end, the guy that was giving us this tour, you can't do these tours on your own, showed us a bullet ant. These are known as the ants that have the most painful bite of any creature in the insect world. It lasts for over 24 hours if they bite you. And he's been bit by him multiple times. I talked to a couple guys that work in the national parks, and they camp out in the middle of nowhere, and in the middle of the night, a whole army will go through, and they'll get bit a number of times, and it's just so painful. They were talking about how painful it was. It's pretty insane. Quepos is another place we went to that was really cool. This was like on the Pacific side of the ocean. Oh, by the way, check out this tree. This is my daughter. Can I get this to, yeah. This tree that we got to, that's like over 300, 400 years old. Insane. And I stood there too. It's like, hello up there. It's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So we got to the other side of the ocean to Quepos on the Pacific side, and we found things like these monkeys eating in trees above us. And it's a whole different set of sounds. Streams in the distance. We ate at a restaurant, and so it's cool to... These are always fun to... With all that kind of stuff, too. Streams in the distance. Closer to the stream. I got back to the States and it rained really hard one day, and I had a new recorder, a 4 microphone field recorder. So this is recording with a different recorder of the rain sounding like popcorn on the windshield of my car. I just pulled over and recorded it 'cause it was this really cool rain. And again, it's really cool. You know? And then the rest of the library are all these different experimental paths. Then I'm going to turn them into synth sounds and stuff like you heard some examples of that go anywhere from... They're all powered by insects or ambiances of some sort. You know? But again, bring the... There's carpal clouds. This is one of those that's in the demo bank. This is one where I fed it and mixed it with some stuff from my modular system. Kind of way station-esque. And this is both synth engine stuff from plugins as well as my modular at the same time. Here's one of the engines that I created. Flower pot. Wormhole trumpet is in the demos. Alien pad. Rain in the morning. And this is one that's so cool with the attack fast. Just by itself before you layer it with anything else. Rain pads. Molecular was used to feed things in and use the different effects in it. It's a plug. It's an effect for reactor. Then mellower. Kind of organ quality. Here's engine dry. Wet. With reverb and processing. And then with shimmer. For your octaves and stuff. And this again has so many frequencies in it. So lots of places to take these. The galaxies were insane. This is just a storm, so there's no pitch. And down low. Octarise. Purist. Wave pad. Ocean. These are cool. The Night Whistler. Oh, you got to hear the original Night Whistler. So up here. Where are they? That was in Quapos. Night Whistler. Check this out. This whistling dude. For hours, just whistling away. As you can see, these are long recordings. It's not, if I turn on granular, it's like somewhere in here. More pitch grains. So you can make all sorts of cool stuff with granular through it. Just be aware it will kill your computer CPU wise. You can use Legacy, which is a more efficient, less costly CPU for granular. It's not the same. Bring up smoothing if you want. So you can do stuff like that. So anyway, I use that to make some patches, using the Night Whistler sampler into stuff. So the Motion Harmonics, violin and viola. And again, this might be a case for your high pass filter. Either here or right here, just turn it on and you say choose high pass filter from the list. So it's okay if it has a little bit of out there stuff in it, because you can, the way it works is it's pictured like a teeter-totter, and here's the sound that's kind of weird, right? And it's got weird stuff in it, and it's like, oh, that's, I don't know if that's usable for something. If you, like, even if it's just a sine wave, and let's unison it. That's purely in the other direction, right? So that means you could take the two now, and that weird thing becomes just this something interesting that another, just a synthesizer waveform won't give you that. So, and then you can use Crush, which is really cool for get broken things. I love to put randomize on this. So like if we made this more of a faster sound, let's make an arpeggiated sound real quick. Right? Let this be shorter. And I want more unique character to this. So I could either add another oscillator, which makes my polyphony go up. It's more efficient, I find, to do things with just fast envelopes on attacks. And then bring down your depth. And then zoom in on this, and you could look at the curve and adjust that if you need to. Okay, so now we go to the ARP, and let's play with all the new stuff that we've got to play with. Oh my gosh. Now this is a chordal thing, right? Let's say chords. Chord voicing 1. Chord inversion. So So now you can have chords and non-chords in one ARP, which is cool. Let's have this take the highest note for a couple. Oh wait. Let's have this be the highest note for a little bit. Let's have it do a slide down. Let's have it slide down just an octave. And then have this transpose up an octave. Or maybe a chord. Just a regular chord. So that way. And hold down Shift so you can make this shorter. So you can play the duration of these independent to each other. And that's how this would be really long, so it goes all the way. And there's all these new D50 sounds, right? So let's use one of them. And maybe do a harmonia thing so that we can get just an octave up. So anything that's a pluck, it's nice to have a little higher frequency in it, maybe. And then we could go over here and we could, let's load up contact. Just to show this in context for a second. Say, give me super macho drums. Let's even just go to the old kits to like dub. And you know I want to tune that. And just to show how fun this is, if we're not into programming, we could go to the MIDI groove player. Let's say to the super macho drums, to like dubstep. That's cool. I could even turn on auto if I just want to play and stop to this. So I could like come over here now and like wait. If I'm gonna go over here. Oh, it's gonna be minor. Okay, I almost got it right. I need a minor in there, so we can. Let's look at this real quickly in our piano editor. Just to give you a real world how you could use this stuff, right? Because you guys, it's helpful to have things like this, I think. So we'll go like this. This first chord, I'm going to take that down an octave. I need to start on 1. I need a higher note in there. Like that. Softer velocity. And that's major. Just holding down option, I'm just adding extra notes. Okay, so it's very fun to make arpeggiated things like this and then find ways to use them. I'm not using any of these, so. Uh-oh. There. Now, to take the drums, I want to customize the drums a bit. I like this groove. It's a nice groove, but I want to make it more in my face type of thing. So click right here and drag, and that puts the MIDI file into my sequencer. So now I can look at it here and go to the snare. And let's just option click and drag. And let's take the hi-hat. Like there, nice little shaker kind of sound, right? And then zoom in and option click and drag to double it. And then bring down the velocity of those doubles so it's softer. I got a little double time feeling in it. Here. Go to evil. To build this up, you need a lot of different sounds, right? So one, two. Okay, so it's fun just to build up ideas like this. Find another patch, maybe a BPM patch. So, yeah, you can go all sorts of places with these. So. Yeah, keep that one. Yeah. So let me save this patch. We don't want to lose it, right? Oh. Save patch as. So hold on a second here. Come over here. Yeah. So I'll just call this LS for now. And then I will organize these. But you can see what you can do with the arpeggiator. And I'll save this song too. Save song as, let's see, live stream, Easter. How's that for a happy Easter song for live stream? All right. Any questions about all this stuff? Wind in the Willows, Groovy Easter. Yeah. Yeah, the Easter feast. Let me add Bloodwing to this. To do this right, let me see here. What is... LFO3 is doing that, so... So here's how I would approach this. I would like... And then I would go back and I would automate it. I'd go to latch and I'd... And then you would be able to go into your automation track, hit A, and take a look at the automation for serum LFO rate and modify it. This is where you start spending days of your life playing around with the parameters and going, oh, I want it to be down a little bit so it's a different value or whatever, or straightening it out. And I mean, that's where, you know, I'm just doing this in quick passes with a big blanket brush, right? But you would need to go back and then finalize this and add more things to it. But yeah, it came out pretty cool. That's fun. All right, so yeah, we made some good patches today. Yay! It's the stuff is so inspiring. It's really fun to take this. Make that. And instead of a sine wave, we could go over here. Let's say analog. Move later into the sample. And then maybe, since this is supposed to be kind of simulating kind of an analog-y thing, randomize it just a little bit. So the sample starts different. And maybe you could do something where you find it kind of the place to match. That way you have something with the mod wheel to work with. Go to EQ, let's get that high end to be zapped a little bit more. So we can go EQ, parametric. Then sweep. In this context, it needs to be a bigger sound, so that won't work. But how funny, the sine wave worked better. You kind of want that like bass nectar round thing, right? So you could go to triangle sine. This is a case where you might want to just solo this part and then play it. Find out what personality fits. Maybe it needs a little more dirt, so we could go to the wave shaper. Now, do you want that all the time? I don't want it all the time, so I'd bring it down. And then you can modulate this mix parameter with like the filter EG knob that's can do snappy things. So we'll go up here and find EGs, where they go. All mod sources. Here we go. Filter EG. And let's look at our filter EG. So I can control now how much what kind of smudge I want, you know? So now that's about right. I wanted a sine wave character to it, but I wanted more harmonic content. So by using a filter, I could use this wave shaper as a little, just to add content to the attack of this sound, to get it to have, here's without the wave shaper. Just sits there and like hits you like a brick. But now it has shape, and it has a little bit more. So there's all sorts of places you can play it. So yeah, let me update that. Save patch quick lets me update that existing patch. It overwrites it without asking any questions, so that way you can come back to patches as you're working on them, refine them. And if you like what you did, just use save patch quick to quickly save over it again. And just that way you don't have to go through the whole multiple window directories, stuff like that. Other sounds in here. These Insane Raindrop Dreams is another one that's really cool for really cool attacky layer pad things. Orbitralises are insane. This is from, I think this is actually a YouTube video that I did. I made the long audio file that I pulled these out of. If you go back to the YouTube channel, let's see. It's a video I did. I have all these Game of Thrones things popping up on my feed. Everybody from Game of Thrones is smiling in interviews and saying, yeah, I can't tell you anything. Ha, ha, ha. Right here. Oh, wait, not that page. This page. Modular sound design performance with Maxwell. That performance was using Signs of Life sounds feeding into Maxwell. And these are some of the sounds that resulted from that. And the rain clouds. Yeah, rain cloud falling is one of those. This is Cyclone. Here's Majestic. And this one's really cool. If you go to no attack, and then falling is the one that's in the demo bank. You have this cool, slow, gradual falling effect. Again, this is a bright, noisy element, so you'd want to layer it. All those new D50 samples are just dying to be played with. It's new source, right? Maybe shift them or crush them or something. And then filter them. And filter Orbitralis too. So remember your sustain point. This is something I should do a lesson on envelopes, because there's so much to do with the cutoff is down. So this is 100% the envelope. And by bringing up the sustain, you could do it using cutoff, but that's going to open up the attack a little bit brighter. A little bit, that's okay. But you can, this is like adding water to a mix. It's too thick. You can find the place in between with the sustain point. Right? And because these are two kind of thin, you also got to picture things as like the quality of them. Since these are both kind of the thinner, airy things, you'd want something big and fat in there. Let's randomize the start of this. Again, sustain. Maybe go over here to Harmonia. Now this is a case where the filter envelope is all the way up. And if I turn off the filter, there's a ton of brightness in there. I want some of that, so you just go over here and modulate this with the filter EG. And if you go over here and you hit, right here, you go to modulation list, you say new modulation routing. Let's have velocity go to, I believe I can get to the envelope, amp. I can get to the decay trim. There's no leveling. It's a bummer. Decay trim might work to slow it down. Okay, I want to get to there, right? Oh, we want to be on filter. So let's go filter, decay. You invert it, put it to max so it's short as possible at the soft velocities. And as I play harder, so that's one way to get more variety out of it. You cannot do velocity to envelope segments just by right-clicking on these. It's grayed out. But you can add modulation sources, and now it's available under the envelope list. You can get to them. And you can change for the filter and mod, you can change their speed, which is handy because you can do some cool things with that if you want. So, so here's without that, the synth waveform adding thickness. You might want that and have this be really quiet in there and then modulate this with the wheel to get louder and have it also get brighter. And then we want to go over here and unmodulate these guys. Yeah, unmodulate. Oh wait, I'll have to redo. Modulate this with the filter EG. And then when you do that, go to C, have a chorus on it. So when it's wide open, here, where's my show, my mod mate? Because what's nice with this is I can move this where I want the modulation wheel to be, and it stays there. I'm working with a Korg synthesizer that resets back to 0 every time, but maybe I want the ultra chorus. Like that, right? So you bring that down to minimum, right click, assign that to the wheel too, so that it comes up in intensity. So now start nice and pure and then get this so that its maximum velocity is where you want it to be for the mix. That's too high still, so. Because it's opening up the filter, that adds a lot of energy. That's better. Yeah. Wow. All right. The programming class has ended. Save patch. Let me move this over here. So the process, there's nothing. So save patch as. All you have to do is add your initials at the name of it, or give it your new name. I'm going to just call these live streams, or JL. We'll call it LS because that's what I'm doing for the other ones that I've created today. And then go through the processing of listing. For author, make sure you go in here and find your name in the list, or hit plus and add your name by typing it in so that you're added to it. You can do the tags and stuff if you want to save me some headaches, or not. Add comments if you want. This part is kind of like the describing the sound, and then this part is talking about the 4CCs and what they do to the sounds. So if you use 4CCs, if you go through the patch and you go to here and you reroute anything that says soft pedal to mod wheel, then just describe the mod wheel. You don't have to describe everything. It's very easy to reroute. Again, it's breath control, foot controller, and soft pedal. So if it says foot controller or breath controller, just change those to wheel, and soft pedal to wheel. And now the mod wheel is doing everything. All the effects and everything. So you'd want to adjust that kind of stuff. Okay? Any thoughts, guys? Cool. So lots of stuff to play with. You've got 1 week, ready, set, go. Community programming event is on. It's fun to do these things. And I was just thinking, you know, Omnisphere just came out with 2.6 with all this kind of fun stuff in it. There you go. Something to play with. And, you know, it's fun. And the way it works is this. You buy the library for a small fee so that you're registered with the website. That way, I'm going to go through all the patches that you guys send me. If I pick your patches, you get this library, the full library I just showed you most of, not all of, plus the patches that I make, plus all the other patches people, well, there's going to be a bonus bank, which will have everybody's patches. So all the patches everybody makes goes into a community pool that works with both the demo version and with the full Signs of Life version. It's using the same samples with the same names, so that way they can be consistent. And everybody gets those patches. I'll release that to everybody that even buys the demo. You'll get, we've done this in the past with violins and other things, and it's been like 200 patches or so that people will come up with. You guys will come up with. And y'all get all those patches. We share them all. But then in there are the patches that I go, oh, that'd be cool to have in the full library. And I'll put those in the full library. I'll finalize them. I'll do a little extra, like we'll be collaborating in a way with the finalizing of the patches. And as a result of it being in the final library, you get a copy of the full library for free. Well, I'll just put it into your account because since you bought the library, you're in the system, so I can just add it to your account so you can download it easily. That's how it works for a community programming event here. It's fun. It's a fun thing. Excellent show. Good. My pleasure. My pleasure to get you guys plugged in and having fun programming and so forth. So we made some cool sounds today. We created. We did that. We did a night whistler patch. We did rain cloud falling. And then did we do one or two in the demo bank? We did this one. And we started writing a song together using where is it? This the pad, right? This. Yeah. So, good times. Good times. Thank you for joining me. Happy Easter. I hope you guys have a chance to do something with friends and family. Yeah, that's cool. Cool drums, huh? Okay. Be well, everybody. Let's see. I think we're going to have a live stream next week. There'll be some patches to show. Yeah, there's a lot of old patches. I mean, I've been doing this since 2009. So there's 10 years of yours truly growing up before your eyes. It's pretty insane. All right. Thank you again, you guys. And it's good to see you and hang with you and be well. I'll see you soon. Okay. Enjoy. Don't forget there's a sale at the website. It's only until this Sunday night. You got 2 days and then 1 week to make patches. So, and the sale price, there's an introductory price on Monarch and there's no sale price applied to this little $5 library. It's just $5. But everything else on the website, including bundles, is a 25% off this weekend. So, ready, set, cheers. I'll see you guys later. Oh, shout outs. We got to do our shout outs. A happy Easter shout out. 2019 shout out. Yeah, you're welcome, Thom. All right, from Spain. Good to see you, Philip. Bye from Phoenix. Thom, good to see you, man. Paul in Albany, New York. Harold, I'm glad you're doing well. I heard you had another surgery. It's amazing. Be well, be healthy. Coxa, good to see you in Thailand, Stockholm, Ontario, Canada. Hi, Shane. Thumbs up, my friend. Shane and I have something cool we're going to be showing you guys soon. Shane is a talented programmer, and he helped us make Mod MIDI and Show MIDI, or Mod Mate and Show MIDI. Those are his creations. So hats off to Shane. Wait to see what's coming next. It's, oh my gosh, goose pimples. It's exciting. Do a 10-year anniversary sale. I did for a month last month. I did. Last month was on sale the whole month. So, hey, East Side's in the UK, GRJ in the UK, and George. Good to see you. Steve in Oregon. Cool. Good to see all you guys. All right. We're out of here. Be well, and I'll see you later. Cheers, everybody. Bye. Stop recording. Yes.